It's actually a very interesting initiative, but the problems they are kind of hitting is that there's not enough space. So now they're kind of kind of using fields or soccer fields or places that they can actually collect. But there is this almost side of Japan at this point that there's just not a lot of places to, or the recovery hasn't been moving quickly as they predicted, is because there's just not enough clean kind of infrastructure that can move things or evacuate things. Another map that I saw online, which is a Google map, is a Japanese earthquake 2001, and it gives you these check boxes at the left, and this is a Japan shelters. So this is just showing all the shelters that are actually going on currently. So again, just another kind of visual that shows how much territory the earthquake has kind of destroyed. Another initiative by Japanese companies such as Sanyo, Panasonic, Sharp, they're providing these solar voltaic panels, and obviously all the things that we take for granted, such as light during at night when we go to the bathroom, they didn't have until lately. So these solar panels are working during the night, where they have to go to, now they finally can go to the bathroom with a little light. So these kind of scales of recovery is gradually going, but not at the speed that they're hoping to. And obviously this is where architecture also shows the interest, is these shelter programs. Usually temporary housings are designed in the scale of 2 years, but again, with the scope of the disaster, people are just predicting this is just going to take much longer. So the students at the Tokai University has made these prototypes for sustainable temporary housing, as well as Yasutaka Yoshimura architects at the bottom left corner, buying these containers and refitting them to have temporary housing as well. And to the bottom right is Ban Shigeru's 3-story temporary housing, which is actually unusual for temporary housing. And it is actually taken pretty seriously, considering the fact that there's not a lot of ground to actually deploy these temporary housing. So the 3 stacks actually starts become much more effective. So that was the kind of general outline, and Professor Kurumado will give us a little more deep end of the discussion. But I'd like to quickly introduce our panels today, starting with Mr. Paul Katz, president of KPF, and I'm just showing. I'm going to introduce them slightly differently due to the kind of nature of the discussion, is how close their design or projects were based from the epicenter. So I've colored, I'll just go through the panels roughly. Mr. Rafael Vinoly with the yellow ping has his Tokyo International Forum in Tokyo. KPF, this is Paul Katz. Roppongi Hills, the INCS Zero Factory, Nihonbashi, JR Center, Tokyo, this is in Nagoya. So he kind of takes this kind of triangle right here. And the epicenter, just imagine it's right here. Professor Kurumado has the Prada in collaboration with Herzog de Meuron, the Maison Hermès in Ginza with, sorry, I'm missing my names. Renzo Piano, sorry, thank you. With Giri is MVRDV, and Pacific Center Place for Marunouchi is Professor Kurumado himself, which is all in Tokyo. Mr. Leslie Robertson is down here in near Osaka, but this is Miho, and the Sapporo Dome is by Sasaki Mutsuro, structural engineer, and his Sendai Mediatheque is the kind of focal point. His talk today is exactly just beside the epicenter, and he also has his Umeda Sky building near Osaka. So just to kind of give an overlay, is that these are all aftershocks after the big one, and it's still kind of constantly coming. And some predict that it's still going to happen for another 10 years. So Paul Katz, he's a he is the manager principal who plays a very critical role in the firm's development into the global leaders of architectural practice. He's been there since 1984. He has overseen the most exciting and innovative projects undertaken by the firm. A key figure in some of the KPS most groundbreaking projects, he serves as the managing principal for Shanghai Wood Financial Center, the International Commerce Center, both are the tallest in China, and he also is leading these projects in China, Qatar, New York, to name a few places. And he has co-authored the book Build Type Basics for Building Office Buildings, published by Wally. Joji Kurumado, he is the general manager of Takenaka Corporation. He is the representative of Tokyo head office of the leading Japanese architectural design firm, Takenaka Corporation. It's a general contractor design department. He has experienced a number of unique advanced designs from firms such as Herzog, De Meuron, Renzo Piano, MVRDV, and Cesar Pelli. And he has also established his own design philosophy, ranging various archetypes such as office towers, condominiums, retail complexes, being recognized as Takenaka's representative work. We also have Cliff Pearson, Deputy Editor-in-Chief of China Edition for Architectural Record. Cliff Pearson is he has been there since 1989. He has written on a broad range of topics from individual projects such as the Maxi Museum in Rome by Zaha Hadid and the Hong Kong International Airport by Foster and Partners. From 93 to 97, he edited Ricard's annual section on architecture in the Pacific Rim, and today he is in charge of the magazine Chinese edition in its annual Design Vanguard issues. He is also the author of Indonesia Design and Culture, and he is also edited the Modern American Houses. In 2003, he received the Media Fellowship from the U.S.-Japan Foundation and spent 2 months in Japan examining technology and tradition in contemporary Japanese architecture. And Dr. Leslie Robertson is an international acclaimed structure engineer. He has transformed landscape through innovative design for over 50 years. Among Dr. Robertson's notable design are the World Trade Center, Puerta de Europa, Shanghai World Financial Center, and the Miho Museum Bridge located in Japan. Active in numerous professional and civic organizations, Dr. Robertson has received many honors during his career, a few including the I-Struct-E Gold Medal of the UK, the Gengo Matsui Prize of Japan, to name a few. He is a distinguished alumnus of the University of California at Berkeley, also been academically recognized through the 4 honorary doctoral degrees. Also, internationally acclaimed structure engineer, Dr. Mutsuro Sasaki has worked with acclaimed Japanese architects such as Toyo Ito on the Sendai Mediatheque, which we will learn about today, Sana, Sejima Kazuyo, and Ryue Nishizawa for Rolex Learning Center, to name a few. He has also received many awards, mentioning one such as Japan Society of Steel Construction Special Award, and he is active professor at Hosei University in Tokyo. Rafael Vinoly, FAIA. Mr. Rafael Vinoly has been practicing architecture for over 45 years. Principal of Rafael Vinoly Architects PC, founded in '83 in New York. He has completed many critically and publicly praised buildings throughout the United States, Europe, Latin America, and Asia. Mr. Vinoly is known as an architect of imagination with a proven capacity to create beloved civic, cultural, and institutional space. Among Vinoly's most significant projects are the Tokyo International Forum that was built right after the Great Hanshin earthquake of '95 in Japan and completed in '96. So these are our extremely calibrated panelists. Again, just a quick brief introduction of myself. I am a professor at Columbia University. Also have my company called Proxy with my business partner, Mark Collins. We kind of specialize in the kind of computational realm of investigating new technologies in the realm of space. So we go as far as developing iPhone apps to reevaluate and consider new forms of utilizing space. That said, I would like to give the table to Joji Kurumado for his presentation. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the American people who gave us the warmest prayers and the concern and the sympathy, and that has encouraged us very much, and we will be sure to recover our damaged site. So I would like to begin with my brief summary of the earthquake. This is a map of the northeast part of Japan, and Sendai is the city sitting in the middle of the damaged area, and whose population is 8 million. And Sendai and Tokyo is separated apart, away from 300 away from each other. And this is showing how big seismic intensity happened, how big strength happened in the earthquake. And 7 is supposed to be happen once in 1500 years, and 6 plus is supposed to be happen in 600 years, and 5 plus is in 75 years. And so many different structural engineers told me the different explanation. But today we have Mr. Sasaki, so we could know the truth of the earthquake. This is the short movie, how the seismic wave spread out throughout Japan. And amazingly enough, the wave reached to the Kansai area, 500 kilometers away from Tokyo, to westward. And this is our map of the cities which received their tsunami damage. And this is a short movie of the tsunami. The topography showed the height of the tsunami which hit each cities along the Pacific coast. And highest point became 15 meters high from the sea level. And this is a photograph of Sendai last week. And obviously, we can find out that the city is functioning completely in normal mode. So, in a word, our seismic code worked for this event. This is the March 11. We have the event. And this is a photograph of the project team which we set up one day after the event. And this timing, in this situation, we didn't have any information what is happening in Tohoku area because all the telecommunication were down. And we were worrying about the building that we built, and also our colleagues working in the Sendai Tohoku area. And in this emergency situation, this kind of a low-tech communication worked very well. And this is the 2 days after the event, and still we didn't know what is happening in Tohoku area. And finally, on the 3rd day of the event, we have decided to send our staff member to Tohoku area to learn what kind of support the area needed. And this is a kind of a ceremony to send them. And this reminds me the last part of the film named the close encounters of the third kind. Okay, this is